Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey, everybody. How we doing? How are we doing? Thank you so much, Kenya, for becoming a member. I appreciate it.
But now you have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees.
And thank you so much for your generous contribution. Steve said what it is. Good peeps, sister. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so we are going to just talk a little bit about the interview that Amanda Seales did with Shannon. And let me just say this. You can think what you want about Shannon Sharpe. You can agree with him. You cannot agree with him. You can have a low opinion of him. You can have a high opinion of him. Whatever your opinion is of Shannon Sharpe can be whatever it is. I like Shannon personally. I like his show. I'm glad that he just went to his own channel and did his own thing and stopped dealing with Skip Bayless and all of that type of stuff. And I'm glad that he has his own thing going and he can sort of just branch out and do what it is that he wants to do. In no way, shape, or form, or nowhere did Shannon say that he was a journalist, that he was anything other than who he has been. He's a football player, a Hall of Famer, and, you know, sports is his wheelhouse, specifically football is his wheelhouse. That's what he knows the most about. That was his passion. That was what he did for all of his youth until he retired. And I've never seen Shannon claim to be or to know or to do anything other than what he has always been or known or done. So when you got somebody that's not putting themselves in a position to try to be an expert on something that they don't know about or try to anything like that, then you just got to let people live. Like, you got to let people live. Nobody likes, well, I'm not going to say nobody likes, but people want to come for Shannon. Oh, he's not intelligent. Oh, he's not this. He's not astute in this area or that area, or in things of that nature. And he may not be astute in every area. But to call, just the hatred that I see for his channel blowing up ever since that Cat Williams interview, it's real disturbing, and it lets me know where we are as a community. I think that's why I'm most disturbed by it, because it lets us know that we just really don't like seeing each other do anything that brings personal success. We really don't. Because Shannon is not hurting nobody. None of the people that he has had on his platform, I'm pretty sure he has not gotten them there by threat or gunpoint. They're getting on his platform to be benefited just as much as he's going to be benefited by interviewing them. They want to be able to speak their piece. And it is what it is. And he's going to make a bag off of it. And if folks going to be mad, then let it be mad. He can make that bag off of that. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Jen Vitru said he just like Joe Rogan. It's just having a conversation. Joe Rogan done had some of everybody on the show from he done talked about this and talked about that, and nobody's hating that Joe Rogan making his little bag. So if Shannon found a lane for him to be in where people feel whatever they feel like, to come to his show and say whatever it is they want to say, because he made it a safe space. He made it to where they can have the conversation and things of that nature. Then let that man live. He making a bag. Stop being mad about it. He been making a bag. No, I'm not defending nobody that isn't just because he a man, and I don't worship celebrities. Excuse you. Excuse you. Him being a celebrity has nothing to do with it. Constructive criticism can be had, but hating is not constructive criticism. Now, is it? We just don't like seeing Black people, particularly Black men. We don't like to see them have personal success. And he's not doing it at the expense of anybody. He's not hurting someone to get where he's getting. He's not stepping on somebody to get where he's getting. He just found that niche and he's going with it. So don't be projecting onto me, LT. So you must worship celebrities and think that they got some type of special halo around their head. To me, Shannon Sharpe is just a person, and he's a content creator. And as a fellow content creator, I understand how content is made. And my commentary is how Black people as a group like to run people through a smear campaign for nothing. And it's like we can't disagree with somebody's stance without running them through the ringer too. Disagree if you don't like them, if you don't like them, but running folks through the gamut just because, that don't make sense to me. And it ain't gonna start making sense. Right. It's the start of the week. And speaking of constructive criticism, I got some for Miss Amanda Seals. And folks can let her play in their face if they want to. Because I'm going to show a few clips of that interview. Y'all can let Amanda play in y'all face. What do I mean by that? How is Amanda playing in people's face? Because all of a sudden, now Amanda is this wonderful individual that Shannon did so wrong in this conversation. He ain't did none of that, girl, but challenged what she said. And she got on there and lied, talking about she was diagnosed with autism. Girl, if you don't knock that off, What else do I mean by playing in people's face? When somebody tell you that their whole entire life experience, the consensus for anyone that they have interacted with, whether they was interacting with them in a close proximity, of professional proximity, a personal proximity, that no matter how they were interacting with everybody, it's everybody else's fault, not them. When the consensus is you're not likable, and everybody tell you your faults and why you're not likable, and then you just pass that off for your whole life as hating and you autistic, you can let her play in your face. She not gonna play in my face. And that's an affront to autistic people, because just because a person might be on the spectrum don't mean that they not likable. Because there ain't no way your whole life everybody been hating on you. Your whole life people just have been going against you for no reason. That's why Unc kept saying, so you've been a perfect angel. So you've been an angel whole time. You ain't said nothing. You ain't did nothing. You ain't never did nobody dirty. You ain't never said came out of pocket with nobody. You ain't never, not even inadvertently, you haven't even done it. Get out of my face with that narcissism. That's covert narcissism. Ain't nobody stupid. I know a covert narc when I see one. Because it literally be everybody else's fault. And everybody hating because she's so talented. A lot of the times, talented people, when they have a bad attitude and the attitude is so bad that they're not workable, this is where they don't get the success, because you just way too unworkable. I'll give you another example of somebody that's too unworkable. Keke Wyatt. Keke Wyatt need therapy. Okay, I don't know if she need therapy, po thing. Keke Wyatt can sing just about anybody under the table. Do you understand me? That woman's voice is beautiful. She's physically pretty. Keke has always been pretty. So why is it that a physically attractive, vocal powerhouse like Keke Wyatt couldn't get nowhere in her career, really? Why she couldn't do that? Is it everybody else's fault? Or is it something about Keke Wyatt that prevented her from being able to take advantage of her looks and her immense talent? Any machine could have got behind her and made a whole star out of her. She was a star in the making. She had everything. And she was coming up through the 90s and stuff like that in the early 2000s as to where you had to have talent. Y'all need to go. If y'all have never heard Keke Wyatt sing, you need to go Google that on or put that on YouTube and go and watch that woman sing. I'm telling you, Keke can sing just about anything. I would never take away her talent. But she can't work with her. I give you an example of somebody that's kind of unlikable. She not personable or relatable, but she was able to be worked with. She wasn't so bad that you couldn't work with her. Beyonce. Beyonce is not personable. She is not one of them relatable kind of celebrities. She looked like she real aloof and standoffish and cold shoulder. She give you the cold shoulder real quick. Beyonce looked like she not very friendly. You gotta really, really, really be in her close circle and really get to know her and stuff like that. Like, you gotta get real, you know, she real. Ain't nobody finna get, and she ain't finna really talk to you. But her attitude was not so bad that she couldn't be worked with. And she became a superstar. Was able to take advantage of how she looked and was able to take advantage of her singing voice. And they created a pop star. Amanda Seales is more like on the Kiki Wyatt side of the game. Not likable. You got to have some type of likable, relatable personality when people are working in close proximity with you. Everybody ain't got to like you. You ain't got to be friends with everybody. But you have to have a personality that people don't mind working with you. That people don't mind maybe going the extra mile and things of that nature. Even if you keep yourself at a professional level, it be professional, nice, friendly, professional. Even if that's where you want to be. Like, you know, they do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? They don't really get too personal with you and all of that. But we like when they come on the set, or we like when they come into the studio, or we like when they come, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the energy is good. Now, this is how you know you're about to have a difficult conversation with somebody.
It's nice.
Man, I know these people, man. I'm gonna have to have.
Well, you're not saying it, I am. Best intro I've ever had in my life.
Media star, NAACP Image Award nominee, hip hop scholar, entrepreneur, CEO, a philanthropist, an activist, a Renaissance woman. She calls herself a common sense specialist, the people's favorite truth teller, or truth translator, as she prefers to call herself. She says what folks are actually thinking. Welcome to the show, Miss Amanda Seales.
You ran it down.
How was that? I mean, so how was the intro? Did I leave out anything?
That was the best intro I've ever had in my life.
You like that?
That was fabulous.
Because you was a little worried. I mean, when you came in, you was like,
maybe
what?
I wasn't worried.
You was like,
oh, you don't know.
You like, you're so formal. Why are you
That's
being
not worried. That's me trying to welcome you. That's not me saying. That's not
how
me.
you welcome me in my own house.
No, because I know that I have a lot of energy when I come into a space, and people will be like, oh, you know, it's a lot of, so I have been trained over the years to try to make people feel comfortable.
Okay.
So that's what I'd be trying to do.
Well, I'm trying to make you feel comfortable. Are you comfortable?
Yes.
You know, normally when guests come on the show, we like to have a toast. So it's bad luck to toast a spirit in water.
Okay.
So
a toast.
All the best. Thanks for stopping by. But I had to jump on this right quick.
Go on ahead with it.
Real good folks, go out there and get your bottle of this Shay bottle of Portier. So how are you?
How am I? I am, that's a loaded question.
You know you about to have a difficult conversation with somebody finna be difficult. When you ask them how you doing and they say this a loaded question. Girl, if you don't knock it off, how you doing a loaded question? Girl, is you here, there, or everywhere? Is you high, low, or neutral? Which is it? And you know somebody just doing too much. That's a loaded question. Girl, no, how'd you feel when you woke up this morning? Did you feel it all right? You know, how you doing in your life? Yeah, I mean, girl, already be done with it. And she wonder why don't nobody be really want to rock with her. Girl, cause it's already too much. Just know you finna do too much.
I'm evolving. That's how I am. I'm evolving. I've had a lot of information and a lot of slander at the same time.
Okay.
And in the past month, it's just been a very difficult time, but there's been really beautiful things that have come out of it that I will speak to, in this conversation.
Well, since we started there, we'll start there and we can go to another direction a little later. What started this evolution? What caused Amanda to all of a sudden see things, or not see things differently, but maybe see things as they actually are?
Because so many people were seeing what I was experiencing, and they shared with me that they had similar experiences.
Okay.
And so I recently was diagnosed as someone who has autism spectrum disorder, which is very difficult.
Now, did she or did she not say she was recently diagnosed? I want people to pay attention. Did you hear her say that? She specifically said that she was diagnosed. Did we hear that? Did we hear her say that? She don't want nobody to point that out, but I'm gonna run it back just a tad bit. That's what she said, right?
He was diagnosed as someone who has autism spectrum disorder, which is very difficult to identify in Black women because of racism.
So what exactly is autism spectrum? Because I hear people say you're on the spectrum.
It used to be called Asperger's.
Okay.
But that is no longer what it's called, because to my knowledge, Asperger was a Nazi.
Okay.
But what it simply means is that your brain functions in a different way. So you're neurodivergent, and you also have certain tendencies that are considered outside of what the neurotypical way of things is.
Okay.
And a lot of times that can have you present in a manner that people misrepresent.
Okay. Okay.
Which is the story of my life.
Okay.
And so when all of this started ballooning out of nowhere and people were saying, you're unlikable and you're a bully. No, not.
It's not from nowhere. And this is when folks is cap. I'm going to listen.
No, I have not been clinically diagnosed by a doctor because I'm not paying $10,000 to do that. And most people will tell you that at this age, you don't need a clinical diagnosis in that sense. And I think that's the other thing. It's like, we are so conditioned here in this nation to really only consider something in one kind of way. And no, I have not been clinically diagnosed by a doctor because I'm not paying $10,000.
So what we gonna do is we gonna call a thing a thing. What we gonna do is call a thing a thing. You lied, Bookie. You lied, Bookie. Because you knew sitting in front of Shannon's face to tell him that you think you're autistic. That would have been actually more palatable than the stupid little lie that you said. You should have said, I've always thought that I might have been on the spectrum. I haven't had a diagnosis of that, but just kind of looking over my life and how I act and how people receive it and how I perceive the world, I think, I may have a few traits of autism, if you're going to say that. Or you could have left it out because you was trying to put something in there that would make you an automatic victim in every situation. The reason she got on there talking about she's on the spectrum of autism is because that's just another layer of being a victim. Now you got to feel sorry for me because the only reason I'm going through all of this stuff and the only reason that people think I'm so difficult and think that I'm so unworkable and so unlikable and so unpalatable is because they simply misunderstand me, because the reality is that I've been autistic the whole time. And so the way that they perceive me and the way that they receive how I behave with them and interact with them is really all their fault, because they don't really understand autism, but I do because I'm autistic. So there's that. So that excuses. So all of everything that would be considered bad behavior from me really can be placed under the umbrella of me being on the spectrum. So therefore, you can't really fault me for anything that I may do or say that might actually be wrong or unpalatable, because if it feels wrong to you, then you may have to reevaluate how you perceive things in order to perceive me properly. Narcissism. That's Narc 101. Narc 101 is they're going to be a narc and do stuff to you. And then when you call it out and when you be like, no, you wrong, now they want to gaslight and be like, no, you just seeing it wrong. Girl. Ain't nobody from the time you been knee-high to a duck to now done misunderstood you. As a matter of fact, it's been a consensus about you. That you're difficult. You want to know how we know you difficult? We want to know how we know you difficult, beloved? It's because you got all these talents. You can sing, you can act, you can do comedy, you can do this and do that. From what you say, you scholarly, you got a master's, you got a this degree, that degree, you went to, this top-rated school and that top-rated school, and all we know you for is controversy and getting online saying stupid stuff. Getting online, putting your foot in your mouth. That's what we know you for, dysfunction and disruptions. We don't know you for the outstanding acting role that you played. We don't know you for the outstanding singing performance that you gave that time. We don't know you for the wonderful speech and your philanthropy. And we don't know you for the workings of your mind and the intelligence and the things you've done and accomplished for your people or for whatever. We don't know none of that. All we know is once and again, you get online and put your foot in your mouth. That's what we know. That's what we know. All we know is you sat there and tried to lie on what was that brother's name? Myron Roll. You gets into controversy. That's what we know. That's what we know. A jack of all trades, a master of none. Yeah, I said it. You know what? We're going to go to a commercial break. So after these messages, we'll be right back because I'm going to need everybody. Look, spring has sprung, okay? It is warm outside. It is toe season, all right? You're going to be having to show your toe, and it cannot be ashy and crusty at all. So if you care about the ashiness of your toe, look no further than ashkicking.com. So you can get you some of that body butter and turn that ashy toe into a silky toe. You're going to need to turn them elbows and them knees into silkiness, smoothness. Keep your skin looking and smelling its absolute best. This is all jokes aside, this is some of the best body butter that I've actually personally ever used. It's very creamy. It's very rich. The smell is not overwhelming or anything like that, but it is very fragrant. They also have an unscented version for those of you who may be sensitive to various fragrances, and they have a line of personal care products that you definitely want to be able to take advantage of. So if you are looking for the best body care products on the market, look no further than ashkicking.com. The link is at the top of the chat. And if this is going to be your first order, please take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. I don't know how many likes I need, but I owe y'all a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to go ahead and hit the like button. Let me get to the super chats and then we can keep going. Thank you so much. David Perry said, hey, Sister Kendra, this will be a great cook for my birthday. Oh, happy birthday then to you, David. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Lawrence. I'm working from home not to miss this cook. Happy belated wedding anniversary. Sending lots of love and kind wishes to you and thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Gregory said, Amanda is on full blitz mode going after Issa Rae now. Shannon Sharpe, thus is her MO. Yes. Thank you. Mogul. So there's so much to unpack with that entire interview. She's definitely a narcissist, and that interview put everything on display. Y'all picked up the narc too. Oh, I was sitting there like, ooh, this is ugly work right here. Thank you so much, Gloria, for your super sticker. Thank you, Jared. So Amanda's a professional perspective storyteller. She will tell her side, only leave out her messy parts. Everywhere she goes, she's the problem. Exactly. Thank you, Ali. So Amanda went to Dr. Phillips' house with my cousin. Y'all, she's lying. She was a mean girl and was very disrespectful and combative with the teachers. Straight lie. Has a Pinocchio nose. Thank you, Mike Checks. And please talk about Amanda trying to shoot her shot at Shannon, but ultimately getting dismissed. She did. Cause she gonna sit there and try to mention how she get down in bed. Girl, don't nobody care. Baby, Don't nobody care. Even if Uncle Shannon was to bust her down, that'll be the end of it, girl. And to give your messy self a story to tell, girl. Anyway, thank you, J-Dub. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gregory said how to double talk in one easy lesson. Exactly. Thank you, Itsakuma. Thank you, JoJo said, why'd you fall out? I don't know. Why'd you get kicked out of the party? I don't know. Why you think she don't like you? I don't know. She need to talk to a therapist. You can't always be the victim. Precisely. Which is precisely the whole point of the show. Thank you again, Gregory. Said Anton made an interesting observation. He thought a man that comes across as a woman that could very well accuse a man of SA. And it is exactly, that is exactly who she is. Let me This is an article from 2019. Myron Rolle denies Amanda Seales' accusation of sexual impropriety, says she lied because he turned down her advances. Former NFL player turned neurosurgeon Myron Rolle responded to Amanda Seales' claims that he sexually harassed her. The stand-up comedian first spoke of the alleged harassment on The Breakfast Club a few weeks ago, but never mentioned Rolle's name. Seales then talked about it again on her podcast, Small Doses. However, she didn't reveal who she was speaking about until February 18th on Instagram stories. Seales also said that other women contacted her and revealed similar stories. We spoke on the phone and they said some troubling things in the conversation that made me take a step back, said Seales. With literally no investigation, it was brought to my attention that he had sexually harassed the woman by opening the door when she came to meet him for a date, butt naked, and then telling her that she was the one overreacting. Rolle's response came on Thursday, and he flat out denied all of the allegations. On top of that, he criticized how similar claims are treated nowadays. I understand that in today's world, the responsibility falls on the accused to prove themselves innocent, as opposed to the one's alleged accuser having to prove their claims before going public. Unfortunately, I have found myself victim to these very circumstances. Let me make myself perfectly clear, he continued. These accusations are absolutely false and should be characterized as exactly what they are: acts of bullying, intimidation, and retaliation. Rolle then accused Seales of making the allegation because he didn't return her advances and she may have wanted a relationship with him. Accusations of sexual harassment should be taken seriously, but the same should be said for false accusations against someone and the impact those accusations can have in today's digital world. Rolle received plenty of support from his followers who said they didn't believe Seales and accused her of trying to ruin his reputation. Seales has not responded to the neurosurgeon's response yet, and it might be because she was in Indianapolis on Thursday speaking to children at Olivet Baptist Missionary. Seales has a master's degree in African American Studies from Columbia University and spoke to the children about the importance of education. Okay. So all of a sudden, everybody under Shannon's video are all caping for Amanda because did we forget she lied on that man a few years ago? Straight lied. Then tried to act like other women was corroborating her story. We never did hear about the other women. He was later found to be, those allegations were found to be false. And so therefore no charges were pressed or anything of that nature. And he was fortunately able to move on with his life and, continue to pursue his education in becoming a neurosurgeon and pursue that as a profession. But she tried it. The triarization was real. If she could have got that man or his career completely, dismantled off of something that she said that she was not able to prove, she would have been happy as a clam, baby. And she'd have went on about her little life and her little unknown podcast. Small doses, because that's how folks can take you. You got to have you in small doses. Tried that man for her to be so blackety black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all. She's so black, but you tried to ruin a black man for no reason. Man hadn't done nothing to you. It be the black activist hyena for me. They just as bad as the spiritual hyena. I don't like them pro-black hyenas. I don't like them. Pro-black hyenas and spiritual hyenas, I don't like them. Because they hide behind things that actually mean something to somebody and then be a hyena behind it. Like, girl, you did all that studying to try to bring down a black man that wasn't even doing nothing to you. And done got on her Instagram now, just recently, trying to, disparage Shannon's interview. You sat there for the whole interview. That was 3 hours plus, girl. Gave the man a hug and everything. You don't do that in an interview that is not going correctly, or with somebody that's being disrespectful and dismissive of you. Because at any point in time, I'm sure that Shannon is not holding hostages. So I'm sure at any point in time, if you want to take that microphone off and say, I'm done with this interview because I don't like the way I'm being talked to. I ain't even got through. This ain't the first 5 minutes, y'all.
You're bullied, but you're being bullied. And these were tropes that have been associated with me before, but I'm in a new level of visibility at this juncture. Mm-hmm. And you get people saying things like, you are difficult, you are mean, you are nasty, and you know that you're none of these things.
Right.
But they're attributing it to things that are not actually action-based. Like, I don't cheat people. I don't lie to people. I don't stab people in the back. I don't operate in mendacity. I am not duplicitous. I don't do none of this shit, but I have a certain tone about how I speak. And that makes people feel like, oh, I'm mean because something about the tone that I speak in doesn't make them feel a certain way.
So now she already blaming other people for how she's coming across to them, as if it's their fault that they are reading her, that they're receiving things from her, how she's giving it. Do we understand narcissism and gaslighting when we see it? She's sitting there telling Shannon that her tone, how she present herself, how she interacts with people, it's their fault for feeling a way about it. Because they shouldn't be taking how she's presenting it, how she's presenting it. They should take her how she want them to take her, no matter how she presents. Oh, I'm just not making them feel good. No, you're being condescending and rude is what you're doing. And people pick up on that. Ain't nobody stupid. I know when I'm being talked to a certain way. You know, you trying to talk like you talking over somebody's head. And it comes off condescending, haughty, and rude, and arrogant. I don't lie to people. I don't cheat you. So you ain't never lied to nobody. That's a bald head lie right there. You ain't never lied to nobody. Everybody done lied to somebody. Everybody here, from me to everybody listening to all of my subscribers, you done lied to somebody about something. You don't lie to people, but you lie on them. Is that a difference? You don't lie to people, but you lie on them? Because Myron Rose said you lied on him, baby.
And so,
can I ask you this? Not to cut you off, but were they people that you had relationships with? Were this in the workplace that you became difficult? Or this people that you just have general interactions with?
These aren't people I've met.
So it's
the people who are saying these things about me have never met me.
And that's impacting you?
Yes.
Why?
For a number of reasons. One, I am not a sociopath. Two, it is actually a part of being autistic that you are very, very, very sensitive to what people think about you, because you are always keenly aware that you are an alien. You are keenly aware that you are different. You are keenly aware that something is very odd about you. And you're always trying to make the room feel good. We literally just talked about it because it's my house.
The first thing I need y'all to understand is because he wanted to ask a question, she immediately got irritated. Y'all peeped that, right? She got irritated immediately. Because he like, okay, so why are you bothered? Why are you bothered by what some people done said that don't impact you? They ain't got, they don't have nothing to do with your life. These folks is waking up and getting on the internet. They might say something on Twitter with your name in it. And like the old folks used to say, they talked about Jesus. Y'all ain't never heard old grandma tell you that? They talking about me, they talked about Jesus. As if to say, get over it. Okay, it don't matter who y'all. Somebody got something to say about you. Somebody gonna say something about you. It's up to you whether or not you allow that to shape what you're gonna do or to guide what you're gonna do and all of that type of stuff. I'm pretty sure that somewhere on these interwebs, I'm being talked about negatively. Okay. Folks, for as many folks as love Crimson Cure, we love your channel, we support your channel. I'm sure there's another side that can't stand me. She a mammy, she this, she that, she panda, she ugly, she all that. And when I wake up, when I go to bed at night, wake up in the morning, what that do for me? Huh? Yeah. They throws darts at it and they throws, what I'm saying, little mock back feet at it and yeah, and the world keep on spinning. What that got to do with the price of tea in China? Not a dang on thing. I am not worried about what these folks is out here doing and saying about me, because somebody gonna say something about you. You gonna be worried about all of them?
Habit.
Right.
It's my habit to try. I'm gonna cry already. I've only been here for like 5 damn minutes. It is my habit because I've always been labeled as this. You think you know everything. It's not that I think I know everything, but I really did know the answer. And I'm thinking I'm helping the room out by having the answer.
Oh.
But they like,
I think you're a know-it-all.
You're a lot. You're a show off. You're extra. In my sophomore year of college, I was put in a suite with 7 other women. And the day I got there, my name had been ripped off the door and thrown on the ground. I didn't even know these women. And 2 weeks in of them not talking to me, I said, listen, I'd like to have a Friday night where I buy a bottle of tequila and we all just sit around and y'all can take shots and tell me why you don't like me. And
that right there is foolishness. I'm gonna tell you why that's foolishness. I'm gonna tell you why that's foolishness. First of all, everybody is not wrong, beloved. Everybody don't like you for the same set of reasons. It's you. It's you. It's you. That's gonna go on ahead. Have to be you. Second thing, if them 7 women took your name and threw it on the floor, come on, I never interacted with them. Yes, you did. You interacted with them or people that they knew, and we know who the bullies are. We know who the mean people are. We know who the insufferable individuals. We know who they are. We know who they are. The second part of the foolishness, and this is in the vein of putting yourself in positions to be a victim somewhere. I want to buy everybody, I'll have a night where I buy everybody shots of tequila, bottle of tequila, and we take shots, and y'all tell me why y'all don't like me. So you can sit and be a victim. Well, that one said such and such about me, and that one said this and that about me, and that one said she ain't like me because of blah, 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 blah. Don't you feel sorry for me? No. No. Running around here searching for somebody to not like you and the fact that you even care. I stopped caring about that in school, grade school. I think it might have carried over to freshman in high school. And then after that, whatever. I ain't running around here asking everybody, why you don't like me? Why you don't like me? Who cares? They don't like me for the same reason I don't like they mammy. And I want to... We're going to fast forward because I want y'all to hear it again.
Well, what's today?
Today is Thursday, the 18th.
So 42 and however many days until I was just recently diagnosed.
Okay.
And this came out of this situation because so many Black women who are autistic said to me, I see you. You need to. And I've always thought, you can look at other interviews. I have mentioned before.
And did you always feel?
There is the truth. There is my truth. And a lot of times, baby, it's the same.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons why you can see that is because when I recount a story, I want you to notice this when I recount stories. I very rarely include my feelings. It's never, I felt that this person did this. I thought that this person did this. It's like reading Game of Thrones. He's just giving you the sequence of events. You don't see the feelings of Catelyn Stark at the fucking Red Wedding until you watch the show, because in the writing, it is just a series of events. That is part of my autism. I speak in directs. I speak in linear spaces. I speak in literals. That's part of the reason why people don't like me neither, because I'm literal and I take things literally. So if you say to me, I'm gonna be there at 5, I'm like, why you ain't here at 5? They're like, well, I'm at 5-ish. Well, you should have said 5-ish because I was waiting for you at 5.
So let me ask you this. How old were you when you got diagnosed, and did you always feel that you was different and you felt something was wrong?
Well, what's today?
Today is Thursday, the 18th.
So 42 and however many days until I was just recently diagnosed.
Okay.
And
she don't answer the question and then lie about the answer at the same time. Did we not hear her just say twice now that she was diagnosed?
$1,000 to do that. And most people will tell you that at this age, you don't need a clinical diagnosis in that sense. And I think that's the other thing. It's like, we are so conditioned here in this nation to really only consider something in one kind of way. And no, I have not been clinically diagnosed by a doctor because I'm not paying $10,000 to do that.
I have not even gotten to, as you can see, the timestamp say 10 minutes and 10 seconds. The interview say 3 hours and 10 minutes. We have not even gotten through like what, an eighth of this conversation. The 3 things that she hides behind in order to avoid accountability is being misunderstood, autism, and being a Black woman. Those are the three things that she liked to hide behind. And if you were to watch this interview, you would be able to hear that clearly. She hides behind being misunderstood, quote unquote autism, and being a Black woman. Do y'all want a part 2 to this? Because there's more if we want more. Because I was going to, at some point, y'all know I got to talk about Jeannie Mai, right? At some point, we gonna talk about Jeannie Mai. I ain't nobody done with her. Ain't nobody done. Cause she over here trying to ruin that man. Ruin his whole reputation. I'm going to I want to do something real quick. Because it was something that I saw. This gonna be the last thing. Okay. We'll do a part 2 to Amanda. And like I said, we're gonna have to talk about Jeannie Mai, because listen to this.
Ignominious commentary on my interrogatory interview continues. I want to refocus our attention to Ghassa. There's a reason I wore my keffiyeh on that show, because I deeply believe that the next phase of freedom fighting from imperialism is entrenched in protecting and somehow stopping the onslaught of the people in Ghassa. We are now seeing what I predicted on October 8th, when there is now a siege that is set to take on Rafah. We are talking about the Congo, Sudan. We're talking about all.
Now, her talking about that is not important. The reason why I showed y'all that clip is because now she want to pivot away from that conversation. Now she don't want to talk about the commentary about Shannon. That didn't go over the way she thought. Newsflash. Hope you didn't think we was canceling Club Shay for you. We not canceling Shannon for you. Hope you didn't think that. Hope you did not think we was gonna cancel Club Shay Shay for you, so you can flip flop. Cause we be mad at you next week, cause you'll be done saying something goofy, and then go viral, girl. Now she want to talk about Gaza, putting all that tajweed on it. Girl, Gaza and Kafaya. Anyway, let me get to Thank you, Dwadley said, just sending some love. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Black Goku said, but yet these hyenas want to say it's the men that can't handle rejection. You can't make this up. Talk about petty. Thank you, 81 million. Says she actually has borderline personality disorder. That's what she need to get screened for. Thank you, Miss LD. She said, I've been waiting on you to cook this hyena up again. It ain't never her problem. She ain't never the culprit. Thank you, Jimmy, for your super stick. I appreciate you. Thank you, Laura Sinister said her autism claim is her victim shield. She's trying to say, because I have this condition, you can't say anything against me. Exactly. And how you doing, twin? Says she's patink-tink tistic, not autistic, a potink-tink. You silly. Thank you, Black Veil Spirituality. So the man that doesn't begin with an A, but a B. Thank you, Afro said 1 Timothy 3:11. In the same way, women are to be worthy of respect, not malicious talkers, but temperate and trustworthy in everything. And thank you once again, twin said you do a part 2 on blazing my herb and clowning her the whole time. I think about a part 2 because I'm getting mixed on that, because there are other things that I can say about her and about this conversation. We'll see if it's worthy of a part 2. If it is, I'll do one. If not, we moving on to Jeannie Mai. I gotta decide. In any case, listen, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Oh, before I do that, let me not forget the contributions through Cash App. Thank you, RLJSHTT, Mr. L. Thank you so much for all of your contributions. I appreciate you all through the Cash App. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonite.